Right, first time ever on the channel. We got rappers, and we're talking up to 25 fucking million views on YouTube. These guys are huge. So it is a real privilege to have Skengdo and AM on here today, out of London. And I'm going to try and get the life stories out of them. But before we go there, got a few quick questions, because a lot of people on my channel are asking what people think about the Takashi 6ix9ine situation.
Right. What? Just if you're trying to know my opinion on what he done,
Yeah,
I feel like he made his choice and his decision. A decision I would have made. I would have been in jail like a sucker, just burning. But it is what it is. But as he come out, I feel like his attitude is completely wrong with it as well. So that's why I feel like a lot of people are offended, because it's not like he's come out and he's poured his heart and said, yo, these guys done me wrong, this is why I done this. He's like, yeah, I'm a snitch, whatever. He's done the whole rap thing, you know what I mean? And I feel like it doesn't send a correct message, an accurate message to younger people coming up, because in certain places, you do that, you get killed. So I feel like he's watering down that message, and a lot of people might go out wrong by seeing what he's doing. So
yeah, in Arizona prison, it's KOS for snitches. So has he got a target on him now for the rest of his life?
On site. What does the 6ix9ine?
Yeah.
He definitely does, and I think he knows that. But as long as he has money, he can run around it. I feel like he can be in hiding, he can run around it. But if that money runs out, that's where it gets scary.
So he's using that money to put up a wall of protection.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because the 9 Trey Bloods?
Yeah.
Was the gang he snitched on. That's a prison gang, isn't it?
Must be.
Out of Rikers, I
I
think.
watched the documentary.
Yeah.
I think it actually started in prison, slightly.
Yeah.
I think it did still.
You fuck with those guys, they're going to make an example at some point.
No, 100%.
So he's going to be like watching his back forever. So a lot of people have asked about Rick Ross, because he's doing these records saying he's, sell coke and do all this stuff, and he was a prison guard. What do you think about that?
I don't know, like, you're the prison guard, innit? Like, I don't know if that's still, like, what, does that still count as being a fed? Like, do you know what I mean?
You're part of the
You're
government
part of it,
thing, innit?
but are you out there nicking guys, and man's already in jail, bro? Yeah. But I don't know, man. I don't know how that. I don't know.
I see you got away with it. You definitely got away with it.
Yeah.
He's all up now and that. You get me?
Yeah, they accepted him in the music thing. He done the whole drug thing, so he got away with it still. But like in this country, highly doubt that can work still.
But he was saying that he was undercover though, for the streets.
Maybe so.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
He said he was undercover for the streets and that. Like, so who knows?
So who's influenced your music from the American scene?
For me, them Chicago, like Chief Keef, Little Reese, yeah, just the whole, like, that little movement there was what influenced me. But before that, it would have been like 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg and all them guys there.
Whole load of gangster rap. That's influenced the way I rap anyway. Just gangster rap in general.
So you guys are two of the biggest names in the drill scene and pioneers. Is that drill music exclusively to the UK, or is it worldwide? There are other artists.
The drill that we do?
Like the whole scene, has it gone worldwide?
Yeah, it's global. Definitely global.
Yeah.
I think it's the biggest rap scene so far that's like ever. And even if it's not there yet statistically, I feel like it's going to be there eventually, because it's in lots of countries where they're not even speaking English, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? So I feel like the drill scene's literally gone crazy.
So for the Americans then, I got more than half my audience is out of America who perhaps haven't heard of it. Could you explain what it means and how it started?
What, drill?
Drill music.
Cool.
Yeah.
I reckon so. In Chicago, that drill sound came up. I feel like it's like before that there was trap. So there was trap music and hip hop and rap. There was no drill. Then Chief Keef and his set came out with that specific sound, and it just, that sound there translated straight into the UK. We was using the same beats as them. And then in the UK, it developed in itself over the period of like 3-4 years, developed into its own sound, its own UK version of drill. And then UK drill started to go everywhere, as opposed to the initial US drill. It was the UK drill that started to go everywhere. Then obviously a couple of New York guys, they were fucking with the beats. Then they started using some UK drill beats. Then obviously, you know, when things happen in America, attention goes everywhere. But even before New York, it was like Europe, Canada, Australia. They already picked out that sound from the UK. And when we fly to these different European countries and everywhere else, they're like, yeah, we know about you lot, or we know about this from the UK, just because of that sound. So, and these are big artists over there.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see. But I thought that's how it's spreaded so far.
So how are you handling then this rise? Because, you know, I'm from a little town in between Liverpool and Manchester. Didn't grow up with jack shit. Went over to America. Before I got into the trafficking, I made a couple of million legit. Had no fucking emotional maturity whatsoever. I just go off the rails, throwing parties for up to 10,000 people, getting all the drugs I can get my hands on, dating strippers and just going wild. And I fucking melted down because of that and ended up in the feds. How are you guys handling it? Staying out of trouble and shit?
I feel like before the rise, we've always had to kind of stay out of trouble. So it's not been like nothing like new. I feel like it's just been a lot more. Obviously, they don't want to see us get to a certain point. So it's like, yeah, we're going to try everything we can to kind of stop them. But we know better than that, do you know what I mean? So it's just, we keep our head out of it.
We ain't new to nothing though. We ain't new to girls. We ain't new to money. Obviously, the more money, we're new to a larger amount of money. But we're not new to it, so we know how to compose ourselves and how to move, coordinate, you know?
So I've written 6 books about Pablo Escobar, and one of his favourite quotes was, "Envy kills more people in Colombia than cancer." So people, when they see you rise up, they try to trip you down. And sometimes it's the people closest to you because they're thinking, why ain't I having that success? How come he's got it? Are people coming at you like that?
Dead weight got chopped off time ago. So anyone that's ever come at us from that direction, you will never see them around us. Yeah. But it happens. And it's something that's how one of the ways to measure your success. So if it's happening, it's a good thing in a way.
Yeah.
And I'd rather it happen earlier than later, so you can cut off and move coordinated like that.
So you guys have got this really like game plan where you're planning ahead. What about the trolls? The trolls are driving me fucking crazy right now. They're all over my shit.
Bro, you just gotta ignore the trolls.
Yeah.
It's part of it. I say if you don't have no trolls, then you're not popping. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's interested in you. You know what I mean? So trolls, you just got to
it's another sign of success, isn't it? All right, so with Takashi then, he clicked up with that gang. Do you think that was pure marketing or he was in the mix?
I don't know. I believed it. I kind of feel like he was in the mix with them.
Yeah.
I feel like they seen him as a money machine and they gave him a blah. Like they're like, yeah, cool, you didn't grow up on any badness, this, but you're around us now. We got your back. You can do all this rap about what we do, and just when the money comes in, everyone's nice. And that's our little deal that we got going on. You know what I mean? And with that, he was part of them. He was part of their organization. Yeah, that's how I feel it went down.
So, what is the gang structure in London? I'm sure the Americans would be fascinated by that.
What does that mean?
Like in America, you got all these different street gangs. And then there's like Bloods, Crips, all the different colours. But when those guys come to prison, all the street stuff is left outside the door and it's all racial gangs in American prisons. So I'm curious how London street gangs are and how it operates, how they work together or how they have beefs in the UK prison system when they go to prison.
Well, from my own knowledge, first of all, the London street gangs is messed up. It's a whole mess. So there's the color code isn't really a big thing now. Even postcode, whereby maybe 10 years back it was about postcodes, even that doesn't matter. So it's more individual groups and whatnot. It's crazy. London's weird. It's very weird when it comes to gangs. Obviously, I ain't been to jail, so I don't know how that translates in jail. But I would assume like it's the same thing. To be fair, thinking maybe in them jails up in Scotland or somewhere where there isn't predominantly black people or people of color or race, like the way London is. London's very multiracial. Then maybe up there they're a bit more focused on race and stuff like that, and a lot of racism. But in London, I feel like it's just the same as the roads. You just need to know who's your people and who's not, and it's just messy like that.
Yeah, because I write a lot about drug laws and the war on drugs, and it's like the violence over control of the drug market just increases every year. So we're calling for an end to the war on drugs on this channel, and the legalization of weed in particular to start with, because that's the most common drug people do. So where I was housed in Arizona, the average arrest was like a black kid or a Mexican kid with a little bit of weed getting a 2 to 5 year sentence because of the racism out there.
Wow.
It's off the fucking scale. They got $50,000 of taxpayers' money per year per prisoner. So to fill the prisons up, they said, who are the easiest people to arrest? Young people with weed. So what do you guys think about weed laws? Do you think it should be legal?
Go on, smoke.
You know what it is? I'm 50-50, car.
Yeah.
There's guys that are doing their thing on the streets. So if it gets legalized,
Fix the business.
you get it. That's their business gone and that. You get it. That a couple of my guys will actually be done out here. You get it. Feel me? But if it's not, then it's calm. Like if I don't have to see the Jakes all harassing man for a spliff or something like. Cause there's been times like some feds don't bother, like they'll see what you like a little bit, like cool, whatever. But then there's the arsehole fed that'll just be like, yeah, cannabis, like, yeah, handcuff him. And now you're on the back of the van going to the station for a Benz or something stupid. Like, it doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's 10 bags. That's £10 bag of weed you're going to a police station for. Like, it's happened. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm 50-50 on it. Like, there's pros and cons, definitely.
Yeah. What about you, AM?
Definitely the same still, because I'm trying to think about economics right now, demand and supply. If you increase the supply, you know what I mean, then it's gonna make it a bit more techie for people, I reckon, and everything's gonna be accessible. So either prices are gonna have to drop, or there's a lot of things could happen, you know what I mean, and it could mess up a lot of people's income. Or then again, it could create jobs as well, depending on how they're gonna distribute it and how you're gonna be allowed to distribute it. So yes, I don't know how to feel about that. But ideally, sounds like it being illegal is a big problem. I mean, ideally, you would want it to be legal, but then you have to think about it practically as well.
So one of my problems when I go into prisons then and talk to the fellas is to try and convince them that if they're dealing, they've got the skill set to run a business. You got to have eyes in the back of your head to look out for the cops. There's all these things you got to be vigilant about, so that if they just did a legitimate business with their skill set, they would do really good. Don't you think that your mates or people who are allegedly on the streets doing stuff have got a skill set to do a legitimate business with that?
100%. I've always thought that, even for ourselves, just in terms of being a hustler,
Yeah.
and having that mentality. Once you translate that into the business world, you can kill it. Like you take risks, you do all these things, you invest. It's literally the same skills, just a different playing field.
You guys must be an inspiration then to so many young people to see how you've made it through this legitimate business. Do you just get messages all the time from people saying, look, you guys have influenced my lives?
Yeah, I definitely see it in my DMs. It's hard to message back everyone, but I definitely see it and appreciate it. Yeah, it's a nice feeling.
How does that make you feel?
No, it feels good because it wasn't intentional. You know, when you're just trying to do better for yourself and then you're seeing other people get inspired by it, you're thinking, all right, cool. Maybe like even times when you feel like you're going to give up and you feel like, damn, this ain't working. You have to remember people are still looking at you and people in worse positions. So just got to keep going.
When you started this, did you set out to inspire people like that, or did you have other goals in mind?
Nah, they ain't set out to inspire nobody. Ain't trying to be no type of role model.
Really?
Just trying to
Nothing
get
like that.
money.
Yep.
I'll be real. If there weren't money in music, you probably would. I'll have a couple of songs there just for fun. If there, why am I here if there ain't no money? You know what I mean? So, I mean, there was anything in life as a hustler. You see, if there's an opportunity, you got to take it.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the opportunity and I'm putting everything into it, and then here we are.
So I had to ask myself, after I was arrested, I had to do some soul searching and say, why did I set out from being a teenager? I got to be a millionaire by the age 30. Why did I want that money? And what did it get me? So I had $1 million house on the side of a mountain. My wife was like a bisexual stripper who was doing lesbian internet porn. And, all weekend long, it was just ecstasy, GHB, ketamine, Xanax. And in the beginning, it started out like I'm having the time of my life, and I look back now and I think that. But then the dark side starts to kick in, and the competitors are trying to take me out, and the cops are following us around, recording our license plates and all this shit, and people following me, and I don't know if it's the cops, I don't know if it's the competition. And I'm starting to fucking break down mentally. So it seems like there's a cycle of success where nothing can stop you, and you're rising, and then everything starts to go wrong, And it was my own psychology that caused my self-destruction because I was emotionally immature. And my question for you is then, you said you want the money. What's the money going to get you? It got me prison in the end. Yeah. And they took everything, even everything I made legitimately, my pension, they took everything. Yeah.
I feel like money can do a lot. Obviously, growing up where you don't see a lot and you're limited as to how you can make money, any opportunity, you just want to take it. You just want to help your family, help the people around you. So it turns from that, I feel like a lot of people, it turns from that, then that's when the kind of lifestyle, the greed, you fall into the trap of that, and then that's where it starts to go wrong. But initially, if you're setting out to just make it legit, or just make it out and then get money for your family, move them out of the area you're in, all those little things, that's when your heart's pure, your intentions are good, and you feel good about doing that. And then after that is where it gets all...
That's really struck a note with me, because fucking one of my biggest regrets is not getting my mum a house and shit, and fucking taking care of my family more. I went out to see my mum, who flew 5,000 miles to visit me in prison, looking all broken in the visitation room, man. That really wrecked my heart. It really did. So I like it that you got that pure soul, and you're looking after your family members. That's really good. Can you tell us a bit about what it was like growing up for you guys and how you met?
To be fair, it was just like, it's kind of normal, to be honest. Like, obviously the environment that we was growing up in weren't normal. But as far as my life, I went to school, all of that, done school and shit. But yeah, like I was just influenced by the stuff that was, like I said, that was around me. Do you know what I mean? In terms of me and AM meeting, I don't even remember how. It's just always been like, as far as I remember. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't actually tell you. I can't give you a story like, oh yeah, me and AM met like this.
Yeah.
Like,
You at the same school? No. How old were you when you met, at least?
Young kids. Like, we lived in the same estate. So you know, when you go outside to play, you're just out there with all the other kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, a few others as well that were still around now. But yeah, that was pretty much it. But yeah, stuff like school, like when I went secondary school, seeing other people from different areas now, and like they're coming with like what they've obviously been brought up in their hood or whatever, coming to school. Yeah, everyone's just like, that's just how you kind of find yourself. Do you know what I mean? And then it was after that where everything kind of just kicked off. That's like heavily on the streets. Like, after school times, because I didn't do college. Yeah. I didn't do college.
How old are you guys now?
22.
22, yeah. So what was it like growing up for you, AM?
Pretty much the same, to be fair. Grew up in the same estate. There's a lot of violence around, but it's not really new. I remember primary school, because most of the members and stuff, we all went to the same primary and stuff, so we never really saw each other, even to this day. Never saw each other as gang members or anything. Just see it as the guys, the man them, just the guys you grew up with, the guys you went to school with, and then obviously you just get associated like that to that group. But we'll see violence, so we'll see someone get stabbed, someone get shot. We go to school the next day. The other day my school was literally right next to the house, so it's in the same estate as my nan's estate. So we'll be going to school. Oh yeah, see over there, like someone got stabbed, you know, and everyone's just like, is it? And then so that was from young. So then coming up and then realizing in certain parts of London, kids didn't really grow up like that. They never heard those stories. So even when I went to secondary school, I was telling stories about my area, and guys are like, "What?" And I'm thinking, come on, you know what I mean? So I started thinking, maybe this area is a bit wild. And then I went to college in West. I went college in South, then I went college in West, and then the stories were different. You started to learn about people from Northwest London and North London. When I was young, all I knew was South. That's it. As far as I was concerned, when you cross Vauxhall Bridge, it's just mansions and paradise, you know what I mean? So all I knew was South London. So then, that's basically how we grew up.
Seeing violence then, like, it has an effect on you when you first see it, and you learn to like hide it and put a mask on. In prison, it's called dead eyes. But when I first go in, I'm seeing like heads get bashed against toilets, bodies get thrown around. I'll never forget that sound. And the prisoners would come up to me and like get that look of shock off your face. 6 months later, I've got that dead eyes. Did it shock you at first before you internalized it?
I don't remember.
I don't actually remember.
I was too young to remember. If was you really shocked? It's just like
it just happened.
It's
Right, me.
Because we was running. We were like when we was younger, we was more afraid of the guys in our area because like they were the older lot, the bullies, you know what I mean? So that's who we didn't care about. No one coming from no other area. Till we started seeing it, we're like, oh wait, those are the actual enemies now. It's not really the guys. So the guys in our area, they were on our side, you know what I mean? But when we used to think, I don't want to go shop because these are there, and you go shopping and have your little tussles and whatnot, and then that's when you start to see the real violence, and then that's when you're like, okay, no, these lot are cool. Yeah, it's the other side that we have to be careful of.
Yeah. So your video got took down, and you got a 2-year suspended sentence over attempted 1.0. What's the story behind that for the viewers?
Literally, just a quick breakdown of the attempted saga. This attempted was literally, obviously we started doing music, we was doing what everyone's doing, sending for people, doing this, doing that. Then we started to get a bit of popularity. I was like, you know what? We can do music. We don't need to send for people and give other people clout, give other people for what we're saying. So we're like, you know what, let's just do our thing. But every single time you go open your phone, somebody's sending a diss. They're like, have you heard this? Our mama said this, and then they're all in your comments, this. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? And the thing is, especially with my area, everyone's so like, we didn't grow up being all on the internet and
not no media
for
guys.
People. So it's like on the street level, everyone knows the playing field, everyone knows what it is. But then on social media and on videos, guys will be saying this, that, and it sounds elevated and it sounds like, they're on top. And it's frustrating. You're thinking, bro, like, you know what I mean? But we ain't said anything about it. So then attempted was literally, it was just like, cool, we're going to do, and the day we released attempted, we released 3 other songs. And they're all just to address all this stuff, all this chatter that's been going on. So that's what we've done. We didn't even speak on there was a whole lot of stuff we didn't speak on. We just created those 4 songs. I
feel like that was the watered down version. Like, what we could have really done, that was definitely watered down.
It was watered all the way down. So, and then attempted was just one of the songs that, I was just going at it, just saying this, saying that, saying this, saying that. And then the streets liked it. The streets picked, because they were thinking, is this what's actually happening? And they're hearing stuff about their favorite rappers that they ain't heard before. Yeah. And they took it in. And then after, I don't know if it was a month or 2 months, I think it might even hit 2 million. Then it just got ripped off the internet. And then,
how does it get ripped off the internet? Because I'm suffering all kinds of censorship and deplatforming threats right now.
Yeah.
How did they take yours down?
I think it was, who was it in the police? It was one of the head. I think it's like the head of gang unit.
Yeah, might have got 2 reasons why. The first we got told it was because of the quick fit.
Oh yeah, that was bullshit.
The first they said was because we had quick fit in the video, so they were saying they don't want quick fit. on there, you lot are talking
Yeah.
mad stuff and that, like, you know,
Yeah.
representing our company well, sort of thing, innit? Cool. That was the first reason they gave us. Then when we done some more digging into it, yeah, well, that's still.
Because with YouTube, they send you a notification, don't you, on your channel and say why they're taking it down.
It was God.
There was the head of gang unit that went and pitched it to them.
Yeah.
And said, and I think someone died. I think the day after, or no, the day before the song came out. And obviously he wasn't from our side, so it didn't look good. Still, it looked like this is all. It was a very. Was it that time? I remember, car. It was just before the song come out.
Yeah, mad.
Just before, and
this resulted in criminal charges. Then
they decided.
What did they charge you with?
We just got done up. Like first, it was just the gang injunction.
Yeah.
Then we had the tour, and they obviously said to us we're not supposed to perform the attempted, but we didn't mean to kind of like go and perform it. It was already like on our set list. It just came on. But you see, if you got cool, you have to think of it. You have to pay. Let me paint you this picture. You got 1,410 people. You filled out Coco London, yeah. You got 1,410 people right there, all in front of you. And this song comes on, and they all start screaming and saying the lyrics before you've even said anything. What is man supposed to do? Like, honestly, like, there's nothing we could have done. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like personally. I would have changed that for the world. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a weird agenda behind this whole injunction thing, though, because imagine one time we've gone to court and there's like 4 officers there, but every officer, we all have an individual backstory with them. Like, there's been a situation where, me and you've tried to send man to jail for something. Because obviously, going from a kid till now, we've avoided jail. We ain't been grabbed for nothing. Like, you ain't gonna pull my car and find something in there. I'm smarter than that. You get?
Yeah.
So the times where they could have and it's failed, it's like they've had this agenda like, no, we need to get these lot. These are the only ones we haven't got, you know. So then when we was I'm looking at Scam like, bro, look at my man. We all know you, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why is it you lot that's in court right now? So it's something weird about that case. It's like they've been assigned to us or something. Like, you need to get him down. That kind of thing. These times we was getting pulled up to like twice a day, 3 times a day, one time. You know what I mean? And we all got on footage and that. Like, why are you just pulling us over so much? What do you want?
3 times a day?
Yeah, bro.
In the space of
Can't you file a suit against them for doing that?
In the
I
space
thought
of
you
like
could
an
have,
hour.
but you see, when you're seen as a gang member, all types of laws get thrown out the window.
Right.
All of that human rights, they don't exist.
Yeah.
You're a gang member. Like, we'll do whatever we can to get you down, basically.
Yeah. And they've got all the money in the world, and it's the taxpayers' money, and they don't mind spending it.
I mean, we pay tax. We have a company. You know what I mean? So, our own money that's trying to get us.
They hate when anytime they stop me and I back out that business card on them, they hate it.
Are they still stopping you now?
Yeah, I got stopped the other day.
Whenever I got written off my scooter. I'm on my scooter. They tried to crush me off my scooter. I jumped off it. They run it over. Talking about they were just chatting shit. I was just like, whatever, man. Search me quick. Let me cut.
I had armed police. Like, don't move. I'm like, fuck. It's all the morning and that. I'm like this. Like, fuck.
One time, my house got police to visit my house 7 times in a week.
7 times in a week?
Twice in one day. I remember it was a Sunday. Like, come in the morning. I got my iPad. Took about, this is harassment. You lots come every day. Like, I left, I come back. They come back at the night. It's a whole nother department. So it's from Hammersmith. I was like, what do you think this is, bro? Like,
have you got a lawyer on a harassment case or anything?
Not on a harassment case, but now we have a lawyer. We never had a lawyer them days. It was young, so it's just duty solicitors and all that bullshit.
Yeah. Do you think that as your success increases, they're just going to put more heat on you?
I don't know, like, I don't know. I feel like,
I reckon it's past that.
Yeah, like, I feel like obviously we've put ourselves in a different light and opposed to in the past when obviously I was out there, but obviously we're here now. We didn't get me. They couldn't grab us for nothing. Man ain't done nothing that they can prove that we've done. For me. So it's just like once the injunction came, I feel like that was literally the last thing stopping, like them from saying, yeah, you're going to jail. Do you know what I mean? So it was any little slip up. It's like, yeah, I'm not trying to go to jail, and I don't care how pretty much anyone feels about that. Do you know what I mean? Even like the fans and that, like I know sometimes they want man to do certain things and that, like say certain things in our music and stuff, but they have to understand that when we're in jail, it's only us that's going to be in jail doing the time, and I'm not doing that time for no one for saying some bars. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like definitely like me and AM definitely gone past that. Like we're just at a level now where we're just trying to make money, have a better life. Do you know what I mean?
And even the genre itself is kind of past that whole stigma. It's in a much better position than it was a couple of years ago, whereby it's now people charting off a draw and people and mainstream radio. You're getting
people
A-listing
doing
and
like
that
worldwide tours and stuff like that. Some people doing
but I feel like we had to take that blow. We definitely took us. It's not only us though. There's a couple of groups in London that took that blow for drill, but now the people are starting to reap the benefits of it. Obviously, we're coming to get our benefits as well now.
What are the other groups?
The only one I know for certain is 1011 in Grove. The police were on them hard.
Quaingface got it as well.
So look, even from Bram,
Smugsy, Ace.
Yeah, so they were getting help with like us, the injunction and all these things. But it's because with our case, they tried to send us to jail for it. They're gonna give us. We got 9 months suspended, but they wanted to give us custodial. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hold on, I got my whole life dodging this motherfucker, and you're gonna give me 9 months for. And it's not even about the time, because 9 months it comes and goes. But once you're in that system, the whole recall, all of these things, it's near enough impossible to get out. And I salute anyone that gets out of the jail system, the whole cycle.
It's by design, because as soon as you come back, in this country, it's like 60, 70 grand a year they get per prisoner.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And the feds they do weird things where they rehouse you in a weird area, and you're thinking, what's all of this? And then they ban you from certain places, and everyone just goes back. Like, it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
How frustrating is it then for the cops to force you guys to adjust your art?
No, that was dead. That whole saga there.
That little saga was a bit like...
whereby we had to do a song, send it to our solicitor to get approved. He has to send it to someone in the police to approve the song, and then we release it. Doing that whole process was long.
All your songs now have to go through that process.
No, I don't think we do that anymore. Now it's just grab us, man.
But we know what we're doing. That's what I'm saying. I was smarter than that.
Uncertain. Like they were so technical. Like, what was that? 30 pages, a 30-page document of things that we can't do, like including be with. Initially, I wasn't allowed to be with Skeng, but we have a company together, and if I was caught with him, then they send us to jail for up to 2 years.
Yeah,
that's what that was on.
How does it feel to go on tour?
Amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing. I ain't experienced nothing like that in my life.
Where did you go?
London. We've done London, Manchester. We've done Bristol,
Nottingham.
London.
Manny.
Manny.
Birmingham.
We were supposed to do Leeds and that this year, but coronavirus came and messed all of that up. But yeah.
What do you think of Northerners?
I lie. I rock with the North.
They're lit.
I rock with the North. I was up there for a bit. I was up there for like a year. I rock with the North.
They're lit. They know how to keep it vibesy.
I grew up partying in Manchester and Liverpool. That was off the hook.
Manchester's one of my Manny's one of my favourite like tour dates to go to, like performing wise. Like they are very jumpy. I like them.
The vibes.
And what was like your all-time favourite gig up?
Reading and Leeds.
Leeds.
Reading and Leeds. Yeah, the festival.
Yeah.
The festival.
That was lit.
What's the most people that have come to one of these?
See, we didn't even know how many people.
It was a festival with it, so it's a big fuck-off tent.
Wow. Yeah. At that specific time, everyone migrated to our tent. Like it was spillover. Like people's outside the tent just going crazy.
Yeah.
And that's when it was like, this is it.
And then Injunction came literally like 2 weeks after that.
So it was weird when we come back from LA. We done that. We went to LA. That was the good time, the prime.
That was literally our prime time.
Tour pending. We just finished tour. Had the next tour pending. Attempted was kicking. Mad About Bars was still rising. Yeah, that was.
So you were touring in LA or partying in LA? Because I used to love
we was
partying in
shooting
LA.
a video with Chief Keef.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about LA? It's something else out there.
We didn't get to do it up.
I done up the little piece that I done up. Yeah, I said
it was crazy.
Yeah.
We was there for like 4 days or something. But if we got a week out there to proper party club, because that's what I done in Miami.
Yeah.
I was in Miami for only like 4 days, but I was clubbing. I was crazy.
What do you think of the American birds?
America's nuts. You know what America is? The way I see it.
That's why I moved out there. As a kid, I'm going out there. My aunt changed my date of birth in my passport when I was 16, so I was 21. Takes me out to all these nightclubs, introduced me to all these beautiful American women as Paul McCartney's nephew. And I'm like a little nobody from the Northwest. Paul McCartney's nephew. I want some of this when I fucking... So that was, half the reason I moved out there. The women hear the English accent.
Do you know what? Yeah,
whoa.
The English accent gets you far, And I don't know why, but they love it. Like I was in Miami, they say, nigga, you from New York. You lying, you ain't from London. I'm like, listen, hey, I need to show you my passport, my driver's license, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I feel like out there, like BBL, surgery, it's accepted, but in the UK, they have it stiff. In the UK, people make comments and stuff when you get your body done.
Everyone too
but in
much.
America, I feel like you can't be a 10 out of 10 girl if you ain't got your body done. I feel like that's the way they treat it, because you can be so beautiful, this. But you're gonna walk past 10 girls that got the maddest ass, maddest breast, slimmest waist, and it's just like that's how it is. It's accepted. So we'll go with it, or just stay true to yourself, innit?
Did you go on the beach in Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miami ass everywhere. Yo, only 4 days, but hey, we go again.
Yeah.
We go again
soon.
I was the best man at a wedding on one of those beaches in Florida. And yeah, it's something else.
Movie.
But I planned to move to LA before the SWAT team came, because I just like the vibe out there. It's really good. There's a lot of party people. It's very relaxed. East Coast is way fast-paced. West Coast really slow and mellow. And raves in Arizona, we can only get like 10,000 people, but LA, you get like hundreds of thousands out in the desert and stuff. Yeah. Did you see any of the desert scenery when you were out there?
I was in Vegas.
You went up to Vegas?
Yeah.
In Vegas.
That's where I married the lesbian porn star. I was in the little white chapel on Las Vegas Strip.
Man, you was living an American dream.
And she wanted to go to a brothel on our wedding day.
What?
Yeah.
Barky.
Yeah.
Barky.
That's what we call Barky.
Barky. Serious.
What did you get up to in Vegas then?
I'm all shooting a video out there. That was in 2017, 18?
We was like 20 years old. We couldn't even drink.
But I was like 19, man.
Like 19, man. Couldn't buy no alcohol.
They got odd ads, He had to buy me some weed out there. It was peak car. I couldn't even go in the shop. As soon as I went in the dispensary, the ID, man, try to bluff it, try to give them my ID. They was like, yeah, you got to come out. I was thinking, shit.
They're so hardcore over alcohol, aren't they?
They're strict over there. You can't buy it. Like, if you're not 21 in America, it's long. Do not go America. It's long. Yeah. Trust me.
Just go
unless you got like links and that. Like you're out there with the rappers or something, and their man's gonna pattern you or something. You get me? And they can bring you in the clubs and all these things. But if not, forget it. It's long.
So you couldn't even get in the clubs in Vegas?
No.
Until some
18
plus club.
Strip club.
Shit club.
Wait, what shit club there?
$1 a dance. What was it?
$1 dances and that. What? That was getting gassed. Like, I was thinking, what? Man's 19 living the dream. Dashing out the dollars and that. These times, what? If you go to a proper strip club in America, 21 plus, safe.
That's when you're going to know. That was Miami. Safe. Lost my head in Miami, bro.
What's your craziest party story?
Probably my birthday still.
Oh yeah, your birthday.
Yeah, my birthday, I was fucked. I ain't ever been like that in my life. Like, I was gone. I don't really remember it. I just seen pictures and shit.
Hallucinating.
I was just gone. Like, you just black out. You don't really just. I was pretty much there. I was out of it, but it was lit.
No, but we have, bro, if you talk about tour now and then clubs after tour and shit, there's been mad stories. Even when I was in Miami, obviously I went in Miami with everyone, just me and one of my guys and then a couple other men. So, but that time is where I lost my head. Like I was burst. Money got spent. The DJ's running my song. I'm getting gassed. I'm like, like, yo, I left the club broad daylight, sun's out, burst. I gave the cab driver like $100. I was like, take me to my hotel. Like, my hotel's 5 minutes down the road. I'm just like, take me this. It was someone else's Uber.
Yeah.
I said, brother, let's get out. Like, I was off my head. Good thing I went driving out there.
When we did after parties for my workers, we'd like rent a room at the Scottsdale Hilton Villas for a few days, close the curtains, take all the paintings down. There'd be like a pile of coke on one, pile of crystal meth on another painting, pile of ketamine, load of ecstasy pills on the one, and we just go for days. And I'd like get up, I'd have my roller boots on, I'd go, put my shades on to hide my bugged out eyes. After the roller boot up to the fucking reception to book it for another day and come back down. What kind of setup were you guys' after parties like? What was going on?
Just bare yak, bare loud. Like, you get me? Just get me in.
After party was
After
we had an
party,
after
literally.
party, then you have like an apartment party. So you have the main event, after party, apartment party. But the filter system is so technical. If you make it back to the apartment, like yes, it's only TT regulated. Like no funny business, no fan behavior, none of that. You lot aren't allowed. But more time we've patterned everyone that can come back prior to us even going, because we know them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's how people go out wrong. A lot of people go out wrong on tours, shows, after parties. They're just out there. They don't ask the right questions. They just go out wrong, and you hear rappers all this allegation that never. Because we're not new to it. When we grew up, it was quite popular anyway.
Man, get excited.
So we already knew how to handle this. We're like, bro, prep talk before we go out there, and then we go out and have fun.
Are you guys conveniently single, or are women trying to lock you down?
Man, I'm single, man.
Trust me.
Single, man.
No
girl don't want me, man.
Lotion.
You get me? It's a no lotion thing at the same time. You get me?
money over everything.
But no girl don't want the guys.
I go tell a man. Imagine you got told you have to make 10k every time before you fuck a girl. So you make 10 grand, then you can fuck. Then you start again from zero. Make a 10 grand. Because bare guys won't even fuck. Bare guys will be shit. And bare guys will use their head and say, you know what? Yeah, I gotta. Like when we got back from Dubai, that's what I said anyway. Got back from Dubai, spent a mad amount of money, came back. I was like, fuck. What do I care about more than money or pussy? Like, you know what I mean? And I said, you know what? 10 grand before I do anything else.
So you got a reward system. What is Dubai like?
Lit.
Oh boy.
Is it?
Oh boy. I don't know why they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It should be Dubai.
Dubai stays in Dubai.
Because they got death penalty out there for shit.
Guys is paying money. You see money talks. See the language, it talks.
Yeah.
Oh my days. Everyone understands it. All over the world, they understand money. They don't understand English, it's money they understand. Money talks.
I had people messaging me from Dubai, and they say it's like the kids of the cops and whoever's running the country. They're all the ones got access to the best drugs, and they're running the drugs.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like I thought even stuff like prostitutes and that would be, oh my days, X death penalty. What? They got their leaflets on the floor and stuff.
Everywhere,
their business
that.
cards and that.
They're walking around like, everywhere. That you go KFC, they're outside KFC. You go McD's, they're outside McD's.
Don't fool yourself. When you go there and you think you're chatting to a girl, she's not from the UK or America.
Bro,
she's gonna start talking about
she's gonna move like she likes you, and you're gonna get all the way to the end where you're thinking, yeah, I'm finna, and she's gonna say gift. And you're going to look at her like, what? What did you just say, bitch? What the fuck?
With all your enemies, do you worry you might get honey trapped in a situation like that?
Honey trapped 3 times in my life. I've been set the fuck up 3 times. And since that, never again. And I was a youth, man. I was a little youth thinking, man.
Yeah.
Going out there. 3 different occasions. I've been
3 different occasions?
Oh, man.
What happened?
Oh, bro, I think the first time I've gone. I've all said this in my song. I said it in one of my songs, and I said it in what was that song that Valentine's Day?
Was it in Trust Issues?
Trust Issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to go link a girl. I'm chatting to her, whatever. But she's saying, raw, I should meet her like across the road somewhere, innit? Like it was like a station. I was like, alright, cool. You know, I've got there early. I'm thinking, you know what, let me go Tesco, innit? I've gone to the Tesco's, but I'm looking over where I'm meant to be meeting her. I see about 10 man run up in there, looking left and right, looking around. I'm like, scanning some text. I'm like, yo, where are you here? I'm here. Where are you? I can't see you. I was like, oh my days, what's going on?
What's going on?
These times I'm like 15. Like I'm not some major member rapping, nothing like that. I'm just a youth from this area, and probably the youths didn't like, man. You know what I mean? So obviously now, I've just kind of just walked out and just walked the opposite direction and just kept walking in it. I'm thinking, well, if these youths come, it is what it is, man. I'm gone. Just kept walking and made it out of there. Yeah, I think another time, it was bare shit, man. Another time I've gone to get food. Some girl see me, started snapping me. Next thing you know, convoy pulls up. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gone now. Like, managed to barge my way out of that situation. Get out of that. Then another time, and bro, if I see this girl again, hey, big man thing.
I'm thinking about it now.
Nah, big man thing. I didn't deserve that.
Nah, not me, man.
Nah, there was a lot of the one time all the police came. That's how the situation kind of unfolded, because I've gone to link this girl, but she's like, nah, just come by yourself. I'm going to be with my friend. I'm like, you're with your friend. I'm with my friends then. Come with about 10 man, go to link her. Next thing you know, it's a bag of youths that's come out that side, this side. And I'm like, raw. I thought he said, I didn't know about it. I didn't like, I promise you. I'm like, you bitch. I was like, family. So I'm thinking, we're all gearing up for that. Saying that. She's looking left and right. Feds come, whoop, whoop. Everyone's scattered. And then, yeah, she was all trying to shout at me on Facebook and these things, saying, I didn't know that was going to happen. I'm just thinking, you flipping Jezebels. Hey. But yeah, see, since
worried
then.
about girls and that, bro. You
Since
need to
then,
be worried about niggas as well, because line you up as well.
Line you up.
Line you up as well, bro.
But trust me, girls have seen that side of me when I thought something went right. I've been with a female, something didn't seem right, and I was like, excuse me. Like, if you think anything like that can happen, boom, 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 she got the message, and then yeah, it just wasn't that. But there's been, so I don't really invite the energy into my life no more. If I don't know you, all them trust issues and that, it's more than just, I don't want love. It's a lot to it still, and guys, a lot of the downfall of a lot of great people are females, a lot of great men.
Yeah, women can be treacherous sometimes, can't they? So you say you got a sixth sense for this kind of situation.
I'm happy it happened to me when I was young.
Yeah.
The last time it happened, I was at 17. Since then, I've been.
It could have happened to us now. No chance.
Impossible.
It's actually impossible.
Yeah.
I cannot lie. It's like a lot of people. You shouldn't say stuff is impossible, because stuff is always possible. But in this case, like, that's impossible. Man ain't going out by no female.
Because your enemies are always trying to think.
Always.
Right, they've got these defenses. How are we going to get through these defenses?
I've seen it. I've been with a female, and she was on her Snapchat, and I've looked at her phone. I'm like, right, who's that? Oh, just one of my friends, but these girls are quite naive. They don't really get. And this guy, I don't have this person on Snapchat, but we don't get along. And I've seen his location there and then. This. I'm thinking, yeah, let's fly out on that. And that's not even her intending to do that. That's just because girls fuck with everyone. That's weird.
So you said you put these stories from your life in your music, and earlier you said your music was about making money. Do you think, as well as making money, your music is about telling your stories to the people, or just telling the stories of what it's like where you're from to other people who have no idea?
I feel like that's cool. We got past music is money, so we know we're going to make money off of this.
Yeah.
But what do we put in our music now? Are we really just going to do music as we la 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 la, or are we going to be true to what we live? That's like, in a sense, it was like, that was a sacrifice. We're going to be true to us. If it doesn't work, then it is what it is, innit? Like, at least we tried out this music thing, but we're not going to sell out just for the money. So that's the angle it was. It was like, yeah, of course, there's an opportunity here, but we're still going to do it our way. And that's where we was true to kind of what we live and our stories. And I guess that answers that.
Because there's a really important opportunity to get a social message across. You know, with everything we've seen in America, Black Lives Matter, my campaign against the war on drugs and all the private prisons and all that bullshit, and police harassment, I think it's a good message because you've got such a big audience to wake people up to what's going on in the world with all this bullshit over the war on drugs, and it just makes me sick. What other stories from your life then? Like major stories? Because people are going to be fascinated by what you said about the honey traps. I'm going to put that as a separate clip. People are going to be all over that. What other stories from your lives did you put in your music that you think would fascinate people?
What do we?
Because you lived it, you might think, right, it's probably nothing to me, but
Then there's a lot of stories. So where the hell would you even start in terms of music? What stories? And because especially we don't really talk about certain things.
yeah,
It's like that's why it's a bit difficult to kind of think. It's like, what have I actually even really told people about? Like, people don't know about the honey chat thing. You know what I mean? I said it kind of. I hinted at it in one of my songs, but I made it the rest of the song not about me, so people just took it as lyrics. But these things really happen. So anything we're saying, it's not like it don't happen.
Yeah.
But what stories do you reckon?
Is that how you write your lyrics? You just draw on the inspiration of music and what's happened to you in your life? Is that your formula?
I feel like
it's a mix of both. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, could be a bit of it could be about myself, and after that, it could just be a whole next thing. Like, it's music in it, so you could be either. Some people use their imagination. Some people write about their brethren. Some people write about their mum. Some people write about their people that they don't like. Do you know what I mean? Other just people that they might know that's going through something. Do you know what I mean? It's just an expression. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally, but for me, I'm more like kind of about myself. I'm learning to do more like branch out a bit and start like putting myself in someone else's shoes and telling that sort of story and that. But it's like what Ian said, we're just staying true to what we know. Do you know what I mean? Not really setting out to make that whatever it is that anyone wants us to make. Like, we're staying true to what we know.
Yeah. So your heart is steering you.
Literally.
Yeah. As a writer, I come across people who say they got writer's block. I never have writer's block. I've got like 5 years worth of projects in my head. Do you have to be in the mood to do your lyrics?
That's a tricky one. Because I feel like if you have to be in the mood to do it, then you shouldn't really be in this field of work. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is your bread and butter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do get writer's block. Like, it's not.
Writer's block's a real.
It's
thing
a real
still.
thing.
It's
Like,
annoying, but you have to learn how to deal with it. How do
you get it? Like, it's like, you know when you play a game, yeah. You know when everyone turns on everyone's got PlayStation or something, or play PlayStation or whatever. When you play the game, it tells you at the beginning, like after a certain amount of time, take a break for 15 minutes or something, and then come back. Like, it's the same thing with the writing thing. Like, when you're writing, you might be there for an hour, 2 hours. See, after that, you're gonna need that nice little 30 minutes or something to just stay away from that, not hear the beat anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do something else, whether that's go eat, go chat a girl, do whatever, get some inspiration from something else. But that's just kind of how the writing process goes. Like, it is possible to get writer's block, and we do get it.
Would you say you're a workaholic, Skengdo?
I would like to think so.
Yeah.
I would like to think so still.
I'm an extreme workaholic, and because I haven't been able to take breaks, the pressure's built up, and I've just gone, on the rampage and melted down. How do you put the brakes on yourself to force yourself to stop and take those breaks?
I mean, it's the people that you have around you, I'll be honest, cause you see, if we didn't have a good support system that can see that, Bronham's looking tired. Bronham's looking like he's not doing too well. Like, bro, go, you feel me? Go have a rest. You get me? Like, health is wealth. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like that plays a big part into it. Like, the support system around us. Like, even man's mum and dad. Do you know what I mean? Mum's always telling me, like, don't overdo it. Like, don't overdo yourself. Like, do you know what I mean? You can do a lot, but you see, when you're feeling to that point where it's just like you don't even feel like you're alive anymore. You're just working. Like, that's the point where I feel like you should just be like, alright, cool. Let me just take a step back, rest for a bit, and recoup, go back
Even
at it
things
again.
like Dubai and that, like going on a trip card. I didn't realize it would be that refreshing. As I'm out there, I'm thinking, Lord, this was needed.
If we didn't do that, bro, I'll be honest. So there's certain things in life that I feel like there was times if we didn't do it at the right time, it would have been collapse after that, because certain stuff would either happen when we've gone, or it's like when we've come back, these things are happening, and if we didn't go, we would have reacted a different type of way than when we did go and come back. It's like, all right, cool, man's more refreshed. We know where our head's at. We know what we need to be doing. Let's do that instead of getting distracted and falling off onto some next shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But definitely trips is definitely a big part of keeping your level-headed.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, even the viewers were telling me you look a bit tired because my best mate, he calls me the roblox. I never stop.
You should listen to them.
I know, man. I need to take some breaks, have some little vacations and
Trust
shit.
me,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
it's needed.
Don't go to Arizona though.
I'm banned for life from America, and a lot of countries won't let me in now. So yeah, I would like to go some of the places you've been at and enjoy Dubai and things like that, but I'm fucked, unfortunately, my own bad choices. All right, so can you explain what 410 is?
410's a family.
Yeah,
It's a family.
Cool.
Get me?
It's just a way to describe the brotherhood, I guess.
Circle of brothers.
It's got a lot of meanings to it, to be fair. But yeah, that's what it is. Something to identify by. This is us.
yeah. Because I imagine a lot of Americans aren't familiar with. I've watched all your interviews, listened to all your music, and a lot of these names come up, like Zone 2, Harlem Spartans, Mizzo Mac, Karma, Quang Face. It's like a foreign language, I imagine, for a lot of people. Can you explain? I mean, I know a bit about it, but for people who don't understand anything about this, can you just explain about all these different names I just said?
Just different groups.
Yeah, just
fair.
different artists from different groups.
Like some people, a lot of the time, people doing this number system, but I feel like the numbers just stemmed from Chicago. They were going off for
150
streets and like 63rd and 64th, and that's the name of their street. So they were naming their groups the street name.
Yeah.
So then in London, that's like, cool. But like our group is going to be called this, that group is going to be called that. Then certain people, everyone has different names for their groups. Like some people have names, some people have numbers. Some just had to identify them, innit? Literally. Then everyone's name's going to be specific to them, and they're going to have their reasons why they chose that. Some people chose numbers, some people chose abbreviations. So that's kind of how that is, to be fair.
And in America, you saw it evolve to like East Coast versus West Coast. Is there like rivalries within London then, within these different groups?
Not as far as South and North and East and West, but just
Yeah.
locally.
Yeah,
A lot of
South.
them is very local. Like
It's
the
kind of
neighbours.
like South,
Yeah.
West, North, East. That they'll all have their own separate face. Not that AM says.
It's easier to go North, West and East and collaborate
Mhm.
and have a relationship with someone from them sides than in South. Because South, there's so many different divisions, and that's dangerous as well.
But it's
because you don't know who fucks with who.
slowly changing though, like that. Like
What, up across the river?
yeah, like
yeah, definitely across the river.
South people were linking up with North people. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
There's certain link-ups that
And then
become more than
yeah,
music
like-
or more than just the surface. Now you're starting to get into gang territory, and I don't like your ops. And
Yeah.
That's
All
where
of
it
that.
gets all techie. Me, I ain't involved in none of that, man. Once I
None.
cross the river, I'm Gucci. I ain't trying to jump up in no one else's pasta like I ain't got my own things to deal with. You know what I mean?
Word.
People are fascinated by YouTube battles and they get a lot of views. Does the rivalries that we just talked about, do they end up in the music and getting the views, and are the battles?
That's kind of like, I wouldn't say rap battling, but
Yep.
it was kind of like they're attempted and stuff like that. The back and forth.
Yep.
Obviously that got X'd out, and we was confused because like that's the backbone of rap music. That's how it started with the whole rap battles and stuff like that. So when it's our turn, why don't we get a chance? You know what I mean? Why does our thing have to get X'd out? So, but that's kind of the same thing. To be fair, the people are interested. They want to know. Right, cool. They said this. They said this. They like that's kind of the backbone of rap. So I feel like that should be allowed. To be fair, it's not like you know what I mean. It's music.
Have there been a lot of response videos to Attempted then?
What reactions and
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, what responses in terms of the people that were being dissed in the
Yeah.
video? I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Not that I noticed. And if it was shit. So I don't know.
So there's only so many music studios in London, especially one that specialises in drill music. Do the opposing groups ever run into each other during recording sessions?
Not that I've heard of.
Not that I've heard of, but it's not. I wouldn't be surprised that, oh my days, that happened at the studio. You know what I mean? But it's the engineers, I reckon they be a bit more wittier than that.
They do their research before they book a drill artist. I think that's the precaution that every studio takes when it's like, when they find out that you're a drill artist, they're probably going to go back now. They're either going to ask somebody who knows about the drill scene like that, or they're going to just automatically know, alright, cool, he don't mess with this person, so I'm not going to book this person at this time or even on this day. Like, that's
the one time it got close. It wasn't studio, but certain channels and stuff would set up events where a lot of rappers come down in one day and go. Like, I don't know if any madness actually happening there, but it's very, very close shaves. Like, you're going to have a group come in the morning and then the opposite group come in the evening, but the same day. If they get any type of knowledge that's happening, could be fatal. So I feel like people that do that need to do their due diligence and make sure that, even if you do it on separate days and change the location, you have to do that, because I've been involved in a very close shave where I've seen somebody that I don't get along with. I didn't know it was them because they were so far away. I literally just left the building and they went into the building. But because I was like, oh, a bag of utes over there. I just jumped in the car, left. Later on, I got the bird call, like, yo, that was I was like, Lord have mercy. Like, you know what I mean? So
it could literally just go off like that with
just
you guys.
like that. And I ain't talking about this, I'm talking about people that you specifically, directly have issues with. Like, me and you cannot be within 100 meters of each other.
So when you're touring then, did they have to get some kind of special insurance in case it goes off in the audience if rivals show up or something?
Rivals can't show up to none of it. I'd say
even the fans themselves would bug out.
There's no way any
consent winning on the cover.
I don't even think I would make it.
I promise you, anybody that has a problem with us wouldn't do that one. That I wouldn't even do that. And I don't claim to be. I don't claim to be no big bad, the baddest man out here. But wolf. I'm telling you, nobody ain't that stupid.
Mission,
that's a suicide mission. You're gonna go up in a man's tour. That's his raw fans, you know. His or she's
fans. There's fans that are more on it than the actual bro. There's fans that are crazy.
Yeah.
You couldn't walk up in there and try to do anything. You're gonna get rushed.
Get your ass taken out of the game. Security's due to join in and that. Yo, stop it.
No way they could do that.
That's a suicide mission.
What about you guys just getting mobbed by the fans generally because they're just so fanatical about you? Has anything got crazy?
A lot of them are quite respectful. They're like, some of them will be excited. The first time it happened when we probably went where did we go? Wolves. But even that, it wasn't really a mobbing. It was just like they were just rolling with us. Like we was trying to walk to our cars, and
that one there, cool. Let me not lie. When that was going on, cause that was like man's first time doing shows and even being in a whole different city like that. I'm thinking, fam, these youths better not try.
It was very close to getting sticky, car. We wasn't used to that, so I'm thinking, these youths are plotting. Hold on, are they plotting on, man? Like, cool, let's go to the cars and come back. And
no, we're fans. We're fans, like, we got pictures and that. I was like, but we're thinking, why are you following them, bro? They were moving bookie. Like, they were following us back to the whips.
It's gonna have to get cracking.
You can't go all the way to the whips with them following you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've just had to stop round the corner and be like, yo, like, what's good? Like, what are you not following, man, for? They're like, oh, no.
Bearing in mind, these are youths. It's not like raw little
I'm talking
children and
bare
that.
youths.
Tall youths and
bare youths.
You know what I mean? You can't really tell until you speak to them and you be okay, that's what's going on.
Yeah, no, it was a little mad one. We got wolves though. Serious.
That was lit. That show there was lit.
All right, so when you watch the videos online, all the young guys seem to have a lot of bravado and make some pretty bold claims about the lifestyles. Not talking about you guys, just in general. How often is it total bullshit and they are actually working behind the checkout in Asda?
I feel like with drill music, the listeners are very, very diligent. So they do their background research, everything. Like, you wouldn't get away with it if you was just like if it was a different thing and you was talking about, I roll with these guys and you don't, or they'll draw it out very easily, and it happens, isn't it? You see certain pages.
There's some fans and that's not even trolls. Let's not even call them fans. Let's call them trolls. There's some trolls that they actually get internet famous off of cussing you.
Yeah, I've had it.
There'll be.
And I was stupid enough to respond to some of them.
Followers, but he will say something so funny on Twitter that everyone retweets it, and now this guy's got all 10k.
Yeah,
he will change his name. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and everyone rates him now. Everyone rates him. He has a say in what happens in the drill scene. And then you got blog pages as well, like the UK Drill News is, the Lambeth Drill News is, North Gang Wars, things like that. That they also have a say. Like, nobody knows who these guys are, but if they say my man is wet and he's not on shit, that's the final say. Like, everyone now is going to be questioning it. Like, right, my man's Lambeth Drill News said he's wet. He must be wet. UK Drill News said he's not on shit. He must not be on shit. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's definitely influence from these blog pages and stuff.
Are you getting mobbed more by male fans or female fans?
Male, man, they're weird. Sorry.
I ain't getting mobbed by no males, man.
No, bro.
I got female, I'm joking, but fuck
males. Males move.
Initially, I don't know. Remember when we was in like Wolves and man's getting all RKO'd by the females and shit over the barriers and that, like bras get thrown on stage.
Girls
and
have
that,
their
you know what I
moments,
mean?
but it's
the males act more excited.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
It's drill music, so obviously the man them's feeling it just that little bit more. Do you know what I mean? So they move like, like, bro, I'm feeling your thing, like, like, they're proper excited, like, but it's cool though. Do you know what I mean? As long as everyone keeps their respect and that, I don't have no problem with that. Do you know what I mean? It comes with what we're doing. Yeah,
I was in the gym with Charlie the other night, and every now and then someone comes up and says, watch your YouTube. And it's nice, and then Charlie's like, why can't this be women? It's all men.
It's crazy.
You got any questions for these guys, Charlie? You want to say anything? No?
Go on, Charlie.
Go on, Charlie.
Come on, I know you got something on your mind. I know Joe and James do.
Right, so I do have one question.
Yeah.
Go on, Charlie.
So this does get referenced in quite a lot of music about the police bringing in guns. A lot of corruption within the police. Apparently the police supposedly bringing a lot of the guns into the country, being involved in a lot of, nefarious activities. Is there any truth in that?
100%.
What you guys have heard from what you guys have been about?
100%.
Just like it's
slimy.
A B C, man. Like we don't grow cocaine in this country. Like,
so how does it get here?
Bolivia.
You know what I mean? Like, so what? We're getting on the planes with coke. Like, come on, we can't do that. So it's just, and it's been known, man, from The Wire and stuff. You know what I mean? Like this shit ain't. But
it's not new. It's not new.
Who am I to draw it out? I can't go out and do a whole big song and then it stops. To fuck up everyone's thing anyway. So it's just is what it is. That's the way it goes. But to get grabbed for it and to get bagged for it, that's where you're taking the L's. Cause what these guys are doing it. Why am I the one that has to pay the price? You know what I mean? So just whatever you do, just try to avoid that. But I feel like a lot of people even lose sight as to why they're in this or why they was in the gang life or why they were selling drugs. The whole aim really is just to get out and do better. But a lot of people get caught up in the life and forget to do better. They just get out and do more. And then eventually that run ends. So yeah, don't lose sight of why you're in this.
What's your message for young people who've got gangsteritis and they watch movies like Scarface? And
Gangsteritis.
I do think I want some of that.
They're going to learn one way or another. And usually it's the hard way. When they lose friends and things like that, God forbid they lose their life. That's the worst lessons to learn. But I feel like a lot of the times when you're younger, you're easily impressionable. But then at a certain point, it gets hold on. Like yesterday, I met a 17-year-old that said, when one of his close brethren died, he realized, hold on, what am I doing now? It's because it's real. It's real. And where it might look like a movie, it happens. And when it happens to someone closer to you, that's when you choose. And obviously at the age of you making your choice, you're old enough because you've made a choice. It's either this or that. And you decided that, I'm just going to try to fly through it and nothing's going to happen. you're gonna have to take the L's as much as the winnings, and I don't think the winnings is that appealing. Like if I had a choice when I was younger, we didn't really have a choice. Like we come up, and the group we are is the group we've always had. That's not a choice. That's just us. But if I had a choice to be like, I can be with these lot, or I can do this, I would have chose the other route. I would have chosen another route.
I think that is a really important message, AM, because sometimes people say you have a lot of ex-cons on and you're glamorizing crime. But we're telling the kids, you know, if you get in the drugs game in this day and age, you're going up against like the Albanian mafia. We had someone, they told us a story up in the north. This kid had just got into the game and Albanian mafia shop at his house, take his fucking eyeballs out. You can't compete against that, you know, and they see it's like glamorized from the movies and things like that. And I understand if they've not got much money, they want some of that. I was the same, but it does end in the prison, police, death. My mum had a nervous breakdown. My sister had to have counselling, and it's not worth the price in the long run. The police will take everything you earned. Fucking take your house, everything.
Not one Joe person has ever said in a song, Joe was great, all my guys sent me money. It was like, cool, they might say I mashed up this guy, but they're not saying, yeah, everyone looked out for me, my guy's doing 20, everyone got him. No one says that. Everyone knows all the Joe stories is shit. They're saying no one looked out for me, no one done this, no one done that. So I don't understand how police and everyone else says, yeah, you lot are glamorizing this life, because no, we're saying the realness.
Yeah,
telling you that, yo, this is peak. Like it might sound like this, like you could, like the amount of people that even make it out from selling drugs is very minimal. Like I don't even know the percentage, but it might be like 0.7% people that actually make it out and make it legit and change their life around from selling drugs without going to jail, without getting killed, without getting injured. You know what I mean? So realistically, it's cap when they say, yeah, they glamorize this, that, because no one's a fool. Like nobody watches Scarface and goes out and says, I need to buy guns now and do it how he done it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I watched Snowfall, I got excited for a night, and then the next day I woke up and it was reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, in jail there's a whole lot of drilling going on and a whole lot of dropping the soap going on, and rape is now so common. You have to go to a rape class in prison to get taught how not to get raped.
Wow.
It's a waste of time. They just show you a video of some predators in the day room. Young people coming in, they're hungry. If they take food off the predators, they got them in debt, and the next day they say, right, you got to pay for that. Got no money. Well, you're going to get fucking stabbed unless you pay for it. What am I going to do?
gonna have to kill
Go in
you.
that room over there and do whatever that fella says, or else we're going to fucking kill you. And if they do it, they just get rented out as prison prostitutes then. That's called becoming a punk or getting turned out. There's no coming back from that.
Well, they got to hold the man's pocket, like in prison break.
Teabagging it. Oh, land. That's why I don't want to put myself in that scenario, because that's my certain death now. Now I'm just dead.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? Like, why was I even in that scenario in the first place?
Yeah.
I'd rather stay out of it, because I know myself. That's literally, you're killing me, and it's my story. That's where it ends.
Literally.
So what do you say, Skengdo, to young people who've got gangsteritis?
Listen, y'all need to chill out.
Chill out, man.
Chill out, man. Go school and that. Get me?
I didn't even know that was a thing, gangsteritis.
No word. But yeah, fam, just go school, your education and that. Obviously, I'm not going to be the guy to sit there and be like, yeah, school's going to shape your whole life. Like, yeah, you could trust me, cause that's all a setup in itself. You get it? But you definitely got to go and do it. So just go do that. Do something positive, fam. That's the only thing man can push positivity. Cause a lot of the time, the media puts me in AM in a negative light. Do you know what I mean? But this is just one of those moments. Like man's gonna say, yeah, you don't be positive, do the positive thing, stay out of trouble, and that. Like, you get me? Cause see, in the long run, it's not worth it. And none of your brethren are gonna have you. You're gonna be done out here like one bum. You get it? Trust me.
So I guess
The police are waiting for you to fuck up. The private prisons are looking at you as suckers that they can just warehouse and make 60 grand a year off and hardly feed you or give you fuck all. You're going to be in a fucking cell with a couple of dudes who are shitting, farting, wanking. You can't even get out of that fucker because you're locked down most of the time. It's not.
a lot of the times the man fuck is a lot of guys that don't have problem with listening to authority and police, teachers and stuff like that. You end up in jail, and where you on the road, you had the right to say no and cut. Nah, bro, you're getting locked in that. Then you know what I mean? Like, it's hard now, and that fucks with a man's brain. If you've gone your whole life thinking, yeah, fuck authority, I do what I want to do, and now you can't, you start moving mad. So yeah, don't do that to yourself.
Do you have a lawyer on standby in case the cops pull a fast one?
Yeah.
Speed out.
Speed out. Anything happens right now.
But police, when they pull us, they have to move a bit. They move a bit wary now, especially when they find out, because it's like, yeah, we do know what's going on. My phone is out. As soon as a police officer pulls up to my car, phone like this.
Taping them.
Yeah, straight away.
Yeah.
Straight away. So they snatch my phone, slap my phone out of my hand. I'm like, what you doing? If they notice that I ain't give you, guys, you don't have to give police your name in this country anyway.
What do you think about all this shit with George Floyd and Black Lives Matter?
I feel like, remember, I've always said I don't speak about politics because I'm not a politician. So any view I have is just my personal view. But I feel like it had to happen. Like, the response anyway. RIP to George Floyd and all the people that's died from that violence. But I feel like the response was necessary, and where everyone feels like peace is the way forward, it doesn't really bring results. So whereby people start reacting how they reacted, now it's a whole big issue. And I feel like that's the same with our music. It kind of resembles, because we can talk about there's issues in our community and this, and but when we start putting it out there and just bringing the violence to light and letting people know this is what's going on, it shook the whole of London, and they say, whoa, we need to stop this. Can't let people know what's happening. And I'm like, nah, because all of that peaceful trying to do a petition and send it to Lambeth and the government and make them, nah, that doesn't work. Let's go expose everything now and fight fire with fire. And now that's when things happen and results, and you know what I mean? So I feel like it was definitely necessary, and I feel like, yeah, I just feel like it's sad though. It's sad to see, but the racism is far from gone. Far.
Yeah, it's off the scale in America. Under the Constitution, they abolished slavery except for people convicted of crimes.
Yeah.
So what they did was they just mass arrested people. So they got black guys now working on the exact same plantations they had them working at when they were slaves, but it's just now called convict labor. So the fucking people making the money off this just try to get around it, one way or the other. It's absolutely sickening. I saw a cop say, to make my arrest quotas, I just go to a black neighborhood. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
No way.
Yeah. There was a guy that I'm helping to this day. His name's T-Bone. Almost 6.5 foot black guy, former US Marine. He's still in prison right now. They were going to give him 200 years for a robbery he hadn't done. He's very religious. He prayed and he said, all right, I'm going to go to trial. To go to trial in Arizona is very risky. He went to trial and they said to the cop, he said he's done the robbery, yeah. Was there a camera where he did the robbery? Yeah. Show us the video of him doing the robbery. Cop said didn't have time to get the video. He beat the case and he was so happy he thought he was going to get out. And they slapped another charge on him. Oh. They said he took $20 off a countertop in a shop and found him guilty and gave him 13 years. Oh. And they had one witness to say that he did it. And she was in shit herself. And they let her off her shit to say he did that.
So wait, let me get this
straight. America's weird.
Let me get this straight.
Proper mad.
My man basically is in the workhouse for 13 years for $20.
Yeah. Because they say he's got prior convictions.
Okay, what's that, the free strike?
Not free strikes, but just because he's got prior convictions. And this is a former US Marine who fucking had PTSD, came back. He didn't get any help from the government.
Man.
And he was actually the only person I ever saw who was stopping prison rape. And he wasn't just fucking getting, knocking these guys out. He was getting stabbed, hit in the head with river roxy socks. His entire body. The first time he ever came to my cell, I was just writing at my little stool, and the sun just completely blacked out. I turned around, he was just stood there in the doorway like out of a fucking Conan movie, with his trousers on, entire body covered in scars, not little scars, horseshoe-sized scars, yeah. So this guy's got such a big heart, and he's one of the bravest people I've ever met. and I'm helping him in prison now to this day. He writes to me and we put videos up. People have sent him money. We're trying to get him on appeal and trying to get him out earlier. But yeah, he's a really good guy, but you've got nothing coming if you're in the system, like you guys said earlier. Once you get in that system, when you get out in America, there's special forces, kind of cops, prison guards who monitor you, and they get bounties just to put you back in. It's just one big racket. Yeah. All right. So you mentioned then, you've detailed the discrimination you guys have had and getting pulled over and the harassment and all that. But a minute ago you said there are important social issues in your neighborhoods. What are those issues right now?
A lot of the times the funding's getting misallocated, so money's going to different people in the council or whatever, and they're just using it for whatever. But there's not enough for people to do, like locally. It's so weird. Like there's like people say, yeah, that you can do this, you can do that. All of these things you don't walk out your door and know that you can do this. There's not a poster that says you can do this or that. There's not any community center around you is closed down. It's just there's a lot more that could be done to keep guys off. And like, what do we do? Like, the school's finished, you're out of summer holidays, you're all in the estate. What are you gonna do? You're gonna chill. You're gonna move to girls. You're gonna smoke a little bit. You know what I mean? And then you can't. It's mad hard for young people to get jobs, especially young black people. I've been there. I was like 14, 15, 16, trying to do. First initially was trying to get work experience. So in year 10, I think you have to do work experience. Like, I was applying all over the gaff. Then obviously, end of school, I was trying to apply, get a job. It's mad. Like, apply with like 14, 15 places. You're like, this is dead. I don't know how people get jobs, and you just do whatever you see on your doorstep. These guys get money. I want to be part of your operation, and we get money with you. So, just the funds need to be allocated correctly to the right people, to community leaders, and let them entrust them with the money and trust that they're going to know how to use it and help people and give more opportunities. Especially now you're seeing drill music and music being a big thing. There's a lot of producers that you could create, a lot of camera crew. There's lots of different roles you can play within the music that people can do, but they don't know. They're not exposed to that opportunity. So I feel like, yeah, those are just a few social issues that's going on locally. But
yeah, I think you touched on some big ones there. The government closed down the youth centres. And where is the money going? They just put it in their own pockets. They give the bodies the contracts and they don't do jack shit with it.
I can admit, like, cool, back in the day, community centres, they kept people off the streets. But nowadays, if there was a community centre, there's so much more you could do there. So it's more than just keeping you off the streets. It's giving you opportunities to get money for yourself. There's so much more that can happen. And we're not at the stage where we can fund it ourselves. So it's like we're stuffing the youngers in our cars, taking them to a studio and showing people this and showing them that. And that's the most we can actually do. But
have you got a name for that program so people can support what you're doing, or is it just something you're doing?
It's just us. We just local. We look out for the younger generation, because it's like, regardless, they're wrapped in what we was wrapped in. But it's like, now as olders, we're only 23, so you don't feel like we're older, but there's younger than you. So it's like, we just try to help them. As much as you're wrapped in what we're wrapped in, we're still trying to show you there's still other ways we can all get out of this. We can get out of it together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm not going to facade you and be like, no, don't do this, because what, am I going to give you money? Am I going to put the money in your pocket and feed your family? No. So what can I tell you?
So it's almost like there's no alternative for them on purpose, and there's just this pipeline into the prison system.
Literally.
Yeah. I think in America they call it the school to prison pipeline, something like that. So they got to really look up to you guys then, the young people, and listen to you, because you've fucking been there, done it.
You're going to have to, it's more than just telling them, though. You have to physically
show them
and bring them.
How do you get through to them then, like the hardest cases?
They're with us, though. They're in the gutter with us together. So it's not like we're lying. It's not like here where we live in Beverly Hills and we're telling you, listen to us and give us a chance. No, you wake up tomorrow, you're going to see us there with you when it's going off. So when we're saying, yo, you know what, Ro, come do this, let's do this, let's do that, then you're rolling, innit?
Does it get freakish for you? So many people recognizing you then?
Not anymore.
Nah,
I
it's
feel like
kinda-
we're past that
we
stage.
expect it now, but it's
Yeah.
when we get back to our area, south, it's lesser. That it's like everyone knows it's us, so it's not like it's just we get to be ourselves when we're back in our area. But when we leave London, or even just different parts of London, then you get definitely
A
like
man goes
21 young.
Man go Birmingham, man, it's
you
just
can't go to a
like-
shopping centre. And
It's
that's
like,
Skengdo AM. Skengdo
but that
AM.
novelty's got to wear out, doesn't it?
you get, and we have flipping bad tendencies. So if people are looking at us or looking at us the wrong way, we think it's that thing, and then
Right.
end up saying, "No, I just recognised you." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And my one's always a bit 50-50 because I got the mask and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think, do you know what I look like? You know what I mean? But I heard you speak, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just,
What about people you grew up with then? As you became more successful, did some of your people who you were tight with start to change their behaviour towards you?
not really. Like, because everyone around us is included. Everyone has their own role. So guys don't even really have time to be looking and envying because everyone's in their own lane and we're all just trying to work together and we don't really leave no one out. Don't believe in that, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree
So
with
everyone
that
has their
entirely.
own thing going on,
Yeah.
but somehow we still manage to connect. So
Because when you got those friends for years and years and years, there's just that loyalty and you understand each other, isn't there? And then it might be a bad example, but when the police came, over 100 people were arrested with me. Only 4 agreed to cooperate. They arrested Sammy the Bull's crew. I think there was 57 arrested with him, and they all agreed to cooperate. So they were like fly-by-night characters that he had working for him, obviously. So you guys have not lost any of your close friends along the way?
yeah, just got to thank God for that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of loss, like dead or just...
No, I
losing?
mean like losing that friendship. We're going to get to that next.
No. In terms of... Nah, not in terms of friendships.
Yeah. Well, that reflects well on your character. More than half of my party friends who are male are dead now because of the lifestyle choices. Have you lost friends?
People close, like not in terms of our set, so in terms of our squad that we've come up with, not to the violence, but close by, associates, people we know, a lot of that. We've lost people like that, but not from our direct group.
So, because it's not in your direct group, did it not affect you that much, those deaths?
No, it is. Initially, I feel like now it's literally watered down. But initially, it was hurtful. It was like even just to hear somebody that you didn't know was murdered or stabbed, and you think, oh shit, this thing's kind of mad. But now it's just like it's the norm. So it's like, in a sense, you get a bit selfish. It's like I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. So the fact that I'm even alive, someone's died, and RIP, you know what I mean? I'm sorry for that, but I'm alive, so let's keep going, because you never know, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, we're just great. Every day I'm just grateful that all of the guys are still active, kicking, and we just do what you know what it is. Like, at the end of the day, everyone's going one day, you know what I mean? So what have you done while you was here?
How does it affect you, Skengdo, when you hear of a death? Immune.
Or a random death,
People that like close.
like close to me, or
Yeah, close to you.
close to me, it's a different thing. Like, I haven't really lost a lot of people that's close to me, and like family members. Yeah, I've lost a couple of family members to cancer and stuff like that. But friends wise, I've only lost like maybe like 1 or 2. But it was like Ian said, weren't in like my circle. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was my outside circle. Like, one of my close friends from school. He passed away when he was like 16 or something like that, 15 or something crazy. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like, he didn't even get to see his 18th, stuff like that. So I just think about like rah. Cause I know his birthday and that. It was his birthday on 10 days before mine. So it's just like, rah, Bronan would have been so and so today. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it affects me in that way. Like, cause that was the first time somebody lost their life to violence that was close to me. It was like, alright, cool. I kind of know that man needs to be moving diligent on these roads, car that could be me. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of the lesson I took from it. Like, even though he's not from my area, he's from a completely different area, and that it's still the same thing that goes on. Do you know what I mean?
Even everyone, I feel like everybody on these roads has had a near-death experience. Everybody. I don't think no one can say they haven't. People that haven't, they've had a clean run. But from that, that's the point where you say, cool, that I could have died then. So now everything I do from now is just a blessing. I'm just going to live it up and do what I can, because that could have been me. You know what I mean? But I can't think of one person that hasn't. Like, everybody has actually had a near-death experience in this thing. So, and everyone just has to, we're just blessed to still be about.
What's the closest to death you've been, AM?
Boy, could have been an AF, could have been any. Like, I've had many experiences, to be fair. At car accidents, so many, literally.
It's not even just violence. That's what a lot of people on these roads
Literally
forget. Like, it's not just you can get shot, or you can get stabbed. Like, natural things can happen to you, bro. If you don't take care of yourself, yes, you can just rub. You can have a heart attack. You can cross the road and get run over. These normal things can happen to you. Like, don't think because you're just on the road doing all of this, whatever you're doing on the road, it's just stabbings and shootings. It's just the only thing that's going to take you out. Car, it's not, bro.
In Arizona, it's the heat. It gets almost 50 degrees in the summer. And they got guns under the driver's seats and in the fucking compartments, and the road rage, they just start killing each other. Just overheat.
It's crazy.
It gets like that. Stars in Dubai, 40 degrees, stressing out.
Sweating off.
It's hot.
Hot out there still.
Imagine being in a cell like that. There's no fucking air conditioning, man. You get all these skin infections and bed sores. It drives you mental. All right, so if you've got this threat on your life, does it make you question your own mortality, and perhaps you think, right, I just got to live every day to the fullest?
Yeah, I thought I'm an optimist, innit? So I don't stress. I live it like, just live it. 'Cause I probably don't care. Like, of course, in the moment you're gonna fight for your life, but what's the point of worrying about something that's inevitable? I actually don't see the point. Like, if you got an operation tomorrow, are you gonna cry the day before? Fuck it, you're gonna do the operation. You're gonna get through it. So, I
just wake up with a smile on my face, because I've used my 9 lives, and I just think, fucking hell, man, this is gravy now.
Literally,
I'm fucking free. Look out the window at the fucking squirrels running around, and I'm like, I'm high. It's fucking
high of life.
Yeah.
It's one of the best highs.
I've got the easiest job in the world. Just sit here listening to the most interesting stories.
Yeah.
So I think James has got a question for you.
Yeah, I noticed earlier in the year, Drill Minister was on media, wasn't he? And he's running for the Mayor of London.
Yeah.
What do you make of him?
Big up Drill Minister, man. That's people's. Like, he's doing something that there's actually no one in the whole drill scene that's doing what he's doing right now, putting politics into the music. You get me? I feel like he's just showing a different side of it, showing the little tricks and things that the police and the government have up their sleeve and that. But yeah, man, big up him. Like, my respects what he's doing. We've done a song with Drill Minister. What's that called again? Political drills or something like that. Went out to Belgium, linked up with some guy from Russia, who's the feds were trying to like shut his thing down, censor him as well. So we just linked up and done like kind of, just a link up, music, his art, put it together for the first time. But yeah, that was all including Drill Minister. Like, I don't think like really it would have been the same outcome if he wasn't included in that. So yeah, big him up.
Is he still running for mayor?
I think so, like I think you made a page the other day. You follow me on the page, bro. It said Drilly for mayor. Hey, everyone follow that up. Big man thing. He followed me he made a whole new Insta page now. Drilly for mayor. So I think he is still running for the mayor. Yeah. Big him up.
I think Joe's got a question for you as well.
Yes, what are you working on at the minute? What can we expect to come out soon?
Tape, working on a solo EP. Mm-hmm. By the time this comes out, I'll probably everyone will know about it anyway. Working on that solo EP, Skengdo AM, and just trying out different sounds, different features, just basically giving fans what they kind of been asking for. just strategizing differently and just forward, trying to just get bigger and better. To be fair, with the music's a bit music scene's not really that black and white. It might seem like it, but everybody has a plan. Everyone has a strategy. Maybe like a song you didn't expect to blow up happen, but you have to have a strategy and a plan behind it. So it's kind of what we're doing now. Obviously, no shows, coronavirus, but that's a bummer. To be fair, like I'm pissed about the no show, especially people that are making noise now. Just started to make noise in the music because it's like this is where they would have been killing festivals, shows. They would have been making a bag of money, and people are missing out on that. But just got to keep going and doing your thing. So yeah, that's what's coming up in the near future.
Yeah, on this channel, the followers, the subscribers suggest our guests and content and all that kind of thing, and have really steered it. So do your fans really steer what you do?
I listen to the supporters a lot. I definitely do. I listen to what they have to say. I take into consideration what I'm doing and what they're demanding, seeing how can I make these two ends meet.
Yeah. What other artists do you want to work with?
I don't really know, off the top of my head.
I reckon every UK boy's dream, not every, but a lot of UK artists' dream is to go out to America and do big there, just because of the scale of things, like the money, the audience. It's just crazy out there, and we've all grown up listening to them. So, but in terms of just locally, like we just try to do the most we can, the best we can. Try different sounds, maybe like the Afro, and get into that audience as well. A bit of the bashment or dance hall, get into that, and just not be linear. Just have lots of different angles that we can penetrate, I guess.
I had some friends in the New Mexican Mafia who used to bodyguard Snoop. What do you think of the old school, like Snoop and Dre? And
I rock with it.
Legends.
Legends.
Has anyone else got any questions? Charlie?
Yeah, just a quick one on sort of record deals and things. Because, of course, at the moment it's quite popular to be independent. As we all know, record labels do like taking advantage of acts. I mean, if we look at somebody on the old school, like Stonebridge, so K-Coke, who was signed to Jay-Z. And obviously, once you've signed with Jay-Z, you think you've made it. And obviously, his career did disintegrate into, I mean, right now, he's a very good artist, but he's nowhere near as well known as he was after he got dropped. What's prevented you guys from signing a major label deal? And you must have been approached multiple times with some very good offers. What's prevented that, and will you do that in the future?
I ain't signing to hear a mill. No, I'm joking. What is this? The independent route is very difficult as well. Like I feel like people overlook the fact that it's much harder. You're doing everything yourself.
There's too much people gassing the independence.
Yeah,
that's what
I feel like everyone just makes it seem like no, independent. Bro, if you ain't got the tools, at the end of the day, do what's best for you. If I hear there's people have a sell, it's not even sellout point, but just a buying point. Where do you price yourself? How much what value do you have on your thing? And does it have any? Can you do it again? So if you have a single, I want to sell the single for 100 grand. Can you make that a single like that again? Or is that 100 grand the most you're gonna make? Why sell it then? Why not hold on to it? You know what I mean? If you know you can do it again, sell it. If you need the money, use the money. Let me tell you a way that I look at it with music deals and let's say a single deal. If I sell my single now, can I use the 100 grand that I get off of this single and invest it and be getting paid monthly more than I'll be getting the royalties from that song? If I know I can do that, if I have an idea, if I have an investment plan and I can do that, I'm selling it. But I'm going to make that money work for me. If I just sell it and spend the money, that's when I feel like I'm an idiot. But that's the hustler's mentality. A lot of people might not have that. I might not think that way, but that's the way I think, and that's the way I kind of gauge it. So a mad thing deal could have taken us to this level. And the thing is, don't be too fast to say no to a deal, because a deal could push you into a bigger light. Then you start profiting from there. And that's what I see a lot of people doing it now. They're taking a big deal, they're getting popular, they're getting known, and then they're flying. I don't like to speak on other artists, but one artist I've seen doing crazy well from when we first met him is H.
Yeah.
Doing crazy things. You know what I mean? And who knows what was going on behind the scenes, and it might have been his ideas that I want to market myself this way, or it could have been the label that said let's market you this way, and it could work. And if it was the label, then that was a crazy move, and I would do that again and again if I know that's going to take me there. So don't be quick to say no to a deal. Like, see how it's going to work for you, know the ins and outs. Always have a solicitor, a lawyer, somebody there, have another opinion. Don't be pressured into signing anything. Like, if you have to sign something and you say, well, can I take it home and get some advice and comment, and they're like, no, and they're saying the deal might change, then forget it. You deserve that. You have that right to be able to go back, read it. I don't understand this. What does that mean? It might sound dumb. I don't get
make
it.
any work out. A lot of these guys, what they do, I've seen it with my old two eyes. They get upset. They do this little fake acting thing when they get upset because you're asking a question. Like, I could ask you what that says on there, and you start going, I've told you this before, something like that. But it's, bro, like AM said, I have a right to know. And a lot of people get thrown off by that, and they're like, oh, I know he's going to act like that, so I don't even want to ask. Thinking they know it all, but really and truly, they're just second guessing it. They don't even know what half of that paper says. And just think a lot of people just look at the money, I'm going to get 200 bags. That's what they're just going to give me. They're not even thinking about all the splits, what they got, the percentage they're going to get back after they recoup, all of that stuff. They don't know nothing apart from the advance that they're going to get. A lot of people don't go to their interviews, their meetings. When they get in these deals, just send their manager. And the manager's like, all right, cool, like, I'll go. 200 bags sounds good to your manager, and he says yeah, and he signs on your behalf or tells you some little dead story.
40 quid, he's back.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he's back. For me, that for just saying, this is a calm deal, and that's it. Your managers don't always have the best interest, like, for you. Do you know what I mean? For themselves. You're just a money machine. You get me? It's very rare you find a manager that generally cares for what's going on in your life, what you got going on, and is really trying to make this happen. Do you know what I mean? The best way for you, not in no slimy way where they're just trying to, he's not going to know this for a year or two. By that time, he would have dead it out and I would have got my money. Nah, that's dead.
You got to have a good manager or agent who's going to put your best interests at heart, because starting out in music is the same as starting out with books. You're so excited to be an author, you fucking just take the first deal that comes around and you don't look at the small print and they fuck you left and right. So I was signed up to a major publishing house, but I read, I think it was what 50 Cent did. I'm a fan of Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power, all those books. And he got his rights back to his music and he made the bank himself. So I got the rights back to my life story, went independent, and managed to change that financial equation from where I was getting 38 pence a copy to like £3 a copy, which is a big percentage jump. So it is a minefield, and young people are so excited to just, I'm going to be famous, I'm going to be an author, I'm going to be a rapper, whatever it is. The people who are wise at the top of these and play these games, they know you're excited, and they'll take advantage of you all day long unless you click up with the right people.
Don't ever go in there excited and that. As soon as they tell you a number, you're all smiling off your face and that, looking like one idiot. Cause I'm telling you, they're looking, they're watching what's going on. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, they're looking, bro. Like, I'm telling you.
They've done 100. They look
as soon as they say a number, you look at bro, and I'm like, that's a lot of money, bro. Their whole whatever they was gonna say to you, they've changed that to Plan B. Yeah, he looks excited.
Whatever figure they've given you initially, you'll probably double that. That's the mindset you have to have, because it's business. So
they're gonna try to give
money.
you get me?
So if you're not happy with it, tell them you need more. If they're not willing, go sell your shit somewhere else.
And the other trick they play is they offer you a big amount of money up front, but then they clip your royalties and you have to pay it back out of your royalties anyway. It's illusion.
How long do they own the song
get their
for?
money back. It's
all of those things. You got to
loan,
negotiate stuff like that. Like, do you get it? How long are they gonna own the song for? Because I don't really
25 years.
Want someone owning my song for 25 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, after 25 years, they've milked pretty much everything out of it. like one cow, like, you know what I mean? Like, man's track's been milked. Like, there's nothing more I could do with that. Do you know what I mean? So those are the things that artists should definitely take into consideration when they're looking at these deals, like, not just the advance. Car, remember,
Yeah.
the bigger the advance, the longer it's gonna take you to recoup that piece, bro. Word, especially on the type of deal that you sign.
All right, we're getting near the end. Has anyone got any more questions for these guys? They've been absolutely brilliant.
Last one.
Yeah, go for it.
So obviously with drill, you know, a lot of the lyrics are explicit, and I think quite recently, certainly in the last year or two, in order to capture an audience, people have been saying things, you know, more and more extreme. People talk about devil worship now, worshiping Satan, pissing on people's graves, you know, enjoying watching their mum cry at the funeral, this kind of thing. Do you think the minute you say something like that on a track, and I'm not referencing names of people that have said these kind of things, do you think there's any ever taking those words back? And the kind of people that do say those kind of things, I mean, how is it for them on the street? Because the minute you've said something as severe as that, that's surely going to make you quite a big target if you're talking about pissing on somebody's grave or laughing at somebody's mum.
You know, it is, like Bronham said earlier in this little interview, everyone has their own traces. So if you took that trace, back to your first question, can you take it back? I don't think you can take that back. Still, you can't take that back. Once you've put it out there, especially on the internet as well, it's out there, bro. Like, you're all gonna put that on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal.
Ingest it.
You're gonna put that everywhere. You're due to put up the lyrics and that. Do you know what I mean? And now, 10 years down the line, you want to be talking about, I take it back. Life don't work like that.
Whatever you say,
do you know what I mean?
You have to be accountable.
Yeah, I feel like everyone has a choice. If they choose to do that, then they need to understand that there's consequences for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it might not be somebody comes to kill you or something like that, but karma works in mad ways, bro. You're out there talking about guys and mums and all these things, and that you better mind something don't happen to your mum. Do you know what I mean? That's no digs at no artist, nobody. This is just generally, like, you can't be putting certain things out there and, you get me, not expect that same energy to come back. Because what goes around definitely comes back around.
So, I just want to give a shout out to Two Tonys then before we wrap this up. Two Tonys, he taught me the word gangsteritis, so you buzzed off that earlier. And he was a Banana Crime Family associate, multiple homicide murderer, was doing 140 plus years.
Wow.
I had some situations with some people in prison and I didn't have any of my back in there. And Two Tonys started to protect me and I never had any problems after that. Sadly, he died in 2010 from liver cancer. And he said, Shaun, just at some point in the future, just, you know, raise a glass to me and think about me. And I think this is just a good point for me to just fucking to tell the spirit of Two Tonys that he's still with me. And a lot of the stuff he taught me, like gangsteritis and all these other lessons he taught me, is still with me, all the positive stuff. And yeah, I get emotional when I think about him. So fucking brilliant guys coming out here today.
Thank you for having us.
And I've watched all your interviews and you just really opened up today with all these stories. They're going to blow the audience away. People watching this, please let us know in the comments what you think. We're going to put all your links down in the description box. I'm going to urge people to go over and view your videos and subscribe to your channel and go on your social media and, you know, add to your following over there. And please put your comments below. Huge thank you to all the people who've donated. All our links are in the description box so we can film in the studio with James and Joe, sound engineer, cameraman. And I'll show you guys the Arizona prison handshake, shall I? So that is like that, and then bump fists.
Yeah.